Welcome back to another episode of Island Bike Life. Got another call from Robin down in Coal City. He said he's got a Marin Wolf Ridge for me. Let's go check it out. Thanks for tuning in. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, thanks for taking the time to check this video out. Have a look around, see what other things we got here. You're going to find videos related to bike and product reviews, installs and maintenance, trail building, trail guides, and all around good times here on Vancouver Island. Today, we're going to be back down in the South Benson area, so we have a pretty special bike to try out. 2018 Marin Wolf Ridge. This is the 8 build, or the entry-level build. Marin sells this bike as their one bike to do everything, from cross-country through to enduro. It's a pretty unique bike. Retail on this bike is $7,000 Canadian. So entry is not cheap. But what are you going to get for that? Well, primarily what you're paying for in this bike is the new React suspension design that is, as far as I know, unique to the Marin Wolf Ridge and the new Polygon downhill bike as well. Definitely unique looking. 160 mils of travel, front and rear. For this build, you're getting the RockShox Lyric RC, Monarch Debonair R. You are going to be getting a GX Eagle drivetrain that includes the shifter, derailleur, and the cassette, with a pair of Truvative descent cranks instead of the SRAM GX Eagles. Wheel set is a pair of Stans Flow Mark IIIs paired with WTB tires. It's got a Vigilante up front and a Breakout in the rear, both in 2.3 sizing. Cockpit on this bike is a little bit mismatched, I guess you could say. It's got Shimano XT brakes, but everything else is SRAM. This particular build has a reverb post on it. The bike is supposed to come with a KS dropper, but for some reason it was switched out to the reverb. The bar and stem combo is a Marin alloy bar stem and a WTB saddle to top it all off. The reason I decided to come down here is it gives me good access to some downhill and cross-country trails, all in the same network. If you're new to the area, on the right-hand side of the road at South Benson, you got some of the best downhill lines you can find on Vancouver Island, at least in my opinion. We're going to take this thing down meat draw and roller coaster today. And then we're going to pop across to the left side of the road, check out Ridge Runner, do kind of a classic loop over there. We got a little bit of a road ride in front of us before we get to the downhill trailhead for today's review. I'll check back in once we get there. Well, just about finished the road climb up to Meat Draw. Pretty standard fire road, pretty steep in some sections. For a 160 mil travel bike with no lockout, yeah, I guess it was okay. Okay, so what are some of the downhill specific takeaways from that? Well, the bike has loads of travel to deal with whatever you want. Meat Draw is definitely a trail for me that pushes me right to the edge of my comfort zone and beyond it in some cases. For a bike with this much travel, didn't really give me a whole lot of confidence. On the steep and technical parts, I always felt like I was on the verge of going over the bars. Just couldn't seem to find a good balance on the bike. Didn't really get hung up on anything, but it definitely was not overly confidence inspiring. Gonna head over to the more cross country side now and see how it goes over there. So over at Ridge Runner, this is an area that is really cross-country trail focused. There's a couple kind of fast downhill type trails, Bottle Drive for example, but for the most part this is kind of a spot you want to come in and ammo if you're just looking for general trail riding. See how this does on a trail climb. We're going to go up Social Climber and probably Spankies, loop over to Raven. So see how this Wolf Ridge does on that sort of technical climbing type of a trail versus just a fire road grind. Even pedaling on the trail, it's kind of the same sensation. It's okay. Certainly no trail bike. So normally when I ride Ridge Runner, I'll bring my Yeti 4.5 kind of trail bike, cross country bike. Did BCBR on that thing. It's probably my most favorite bike of all time that I've been on anyway. Because it's so light and so playful, it has just the perfect balance of front to rear suspension. It makes a place like this feel really enjoyable. but already feels like this Wolf Ridge is too much bike for this type of trail network. And on the other side of the road, it felt like it wasn't enough bike for the downhill stuff. So I don't really know how I would even classify this thing. So I mean, what do you say about a bike like this? It's unique. That's for sure. Kind of one of a kind. What are those overall takeaways? Well, there's a lot of buts. It climbs pretty nice, but it doesn't have a lockout, but it descends pretty good, but it's nice on trails, but. And the thing that comes after all of those buts is, yeah, it does all those things, or has all those things, or is missing some of those features. But in the end, it never does any of them overly well. You know, it's got fast rolling, low profile XC trail tires, but says it's an enduro bike. It's got reasonable weight, so it's nice and stable going downhill, but it's too heavy for an XC bike. It'll get you to the top, but you're going to be pretty tired when you get there. It'll get you to the bottom, but at least for me, I didn't feel very confident in it. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Island Bike Life. Hope you enjoyed the review of the 2018 Marin Wolf Ridge. If you want to demo one of these for yourself, go down and see Robin and the guys at Coal City Cycles here in Nanaimo. If you like what we're doing here, think about hitting the subscribe and the like button, leave me a comment down below, and come and find me on Instagram. Thanks again for watching. Now let's go hit the trails.